What is going on, guys? Ryan here with another episode of the Dent Digest live show. So I want to get into last week's show a little bit. Thanks for joining me. I've got a guest that's been an avid follower for quite a while, and I think he's doing pretty big things, and it's nice to see a guy kind of breaking out of his shell and getting through it. So first thing, I want to thank Mike from Heavenly Hail for the gold Heavenly Hail tie-dye. You know, you guys never see me in anything but black. Chris White from Kiko would be really upset with me because I'm out of uniform. So, but so last week's show, Tuesday, special edition. I hope you guys, got a chance to see that one because that man has been through it and has really, has some knowledge. He really does have some knowledge. So it's interesting to get a guy that's not dent repair related on the show. He's going to come back on for another episode to really dive into the marketing and the branding. So that's going to be another show that I'm going to make sure that you guys are going to get. It's probably going to be at a weird time just because of his time restrictions. But make sure if you did not see that show, you go back and see that show. So I want to get our guest on here and get this thing rocking and rolling. So I want to introduce here. What up, Mike?
What's up, Ryan?
Mike from the Dent Sorcerer. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Living that COVID life.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you, I'm so excited. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. Look at this thing. I mean, Jesus. I'm backdooring it, doing the illegal way, but I just can't do it anymore. I've really have struggled with the hair. So my wife told me I'm starting to look like a 12-year-old boy. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So let's get into some tools real quick.
Sure.
So what area are you out of? Where do you live? Let's get into that.
I live in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, hour from Philly, up north from Philly. I would say an hour south from the Poconos, if anybody's heard of the Poconos. I feel like people would know the Poconos. So
the Poconos.
Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania, Allentown, East Coast.
Yes, boy, East Coast. He did just say East Coast. There's a couple West Coast guys in here. I got Matt from Get a Grip and Manny, and so So I've got two tools. I'll bring them on and blow through them real quick. Okay. A product that I started using since we reopened, and I can tell you, I've done tests, and it has made a huge difference. And I'm using it even on regular glue instead of just cold glue. And it's these Glexco preparation wipes. It's like you get 50 of them for $25. I've opened up one of these packs that I've had, and I literally just don't even unwrap it. I'm wiping the panel and putting it in a Ziploc back in my Glexco kit. And whatever is in this really makes the panel tacky. I did half of a rail, sprayed the rail with alcohol, half the rail, and then used half the rail with this, and huge difference, dude.
Is there only one pad in each pack? Obviously,
it's one. It's like a big wet nap, and it leaves like a weird film on the panel. I don't wipe that film off. Okay. I wipe the panel, leave the film on, and glue right on it. And I have seen a huge increase in pulls with these. So, and like I said, I've had it since we've been reopened. And it pulls, man. I mean, it really, really makes a difference. So if you don't have these, I'm telling you right now, you need to get them. And I've only used one pad. It just put it right in a Ziploc. It stays moist. Use that one again. I don't know. I don't know what's in it, man. It doesn't have a scent. It just works.
Nice.
The second thing. The Willie Quick Tools I call it the bucket.
Yeah.
This thing is freaking awesome. I actually used it today. I was doing a roof and I didn't feel like breaking out my hail light. And I was moving my illuminant light all over the place. And I stuck this on the battery. And it, you know, sometimes the light, when you're flipping from side to side, you got to turn the suction cup. And I didn't with this because I just let this kind of grip it so it didn't slide or scratch the roof. So this thing is awesome. They're $11 on their website. And they're coming out with a bunch of stuff. They just came out with the grippy tray, and they've got a ton more stuff coming out. So
that grippy tray for my quick tools cart.
Hey, that's right. You've got the quick tools cart. So let's get into that real quick.
I love that thing. Set it up today. It takes me about 3 minutes to set it up, and it takes me about 3 minutes to tear it down. And, you know, I don't have a van, so I'm working out of my Acadia, and I just kind of, everything fits in there perfectly, you know. So I just kind of ratchet strap it to the side, but I pull it out of his little pizza bag that it comes with and put it together. I shouldn't have made that gesture. That's funny. Put it together. And dude, it fits so many tools. I can fit every single one of my tools that I have. And yeah, man, I love that thing. It's so convenient to have. It really is. Like, it's perfect for anyone who, if you're working on a route, and some days you're going to be there for 8 hours, and say two days out of the week, I mean, you're getting your money's worth right there.
I've got Aaron from Dentless on here. I'm using my I'm trying to think of what he called this. He called it I don't know. I don't remember. Aaron, what did you call this thing? He's from Australia. He gave it to me at the Mega Media event. He called it a stubby holder. That's what it is, my stubby holder. So on that cart, I mean, it breaks down pretty easily and quick.
Yep. It breaks down quick. I don't know. I've never really had a real cart. I've only ever had one of those Rubbermaid kind of carts.
Yeah.
Drill the holes in the cart so I can stick my tools through them. And I mean, I've had that cart for years. I actually, you know, made a new one a few months ago. Before, you know, anyway, I had another one that I made, and I bought the attachments for the TDN cart. I got them from a Limited.
Yeah.
And I put them into this, you know, Rubbermaid cart. Rest in peace to that cart, because it just sits in my garage now. But I got this new sweet ass Willie Quick's cart, and everything they make, to me, it's like amazing. You know, like, it's so convenient. All their stuff is convenience.
It's because they're techs. That's why. You know, he's got a lot more attachments coming for that. A tray, all kind of stuff. So that cart, I think, is going to evolve in the next year, which you can just keep adding on to what you have. So that's what I really like about what they're putting together there. And I mean, those guys, Bobby and Rob, I mean, they're just such nice guys, man. I mean, they're just techs, you know. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, yeah, it's good experience, and you know, they know what a good tech would want to make their life convenient. Again, seriously, everything they make is straight convenient. They're blending hammers. I have the little tray that it comes with.
Mm-hmm.
I just pull my tips off, and I just slide them on. You know, that prop.
Oh, the prop, yeah.
I got to blame you. Like, you make me spend a lot of money.
Hey.
PDR Tool Time guys, these like look at this new sweet ass tool I just got. Take a look at it and buy it. And then I'm like, all right, go to my computer and.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
But hey, all this stuff works, man. You know, that's one good thing is I'm just buying what I think is going to work and bring it on and express, you know, share it with you guys is my thing. It's just, I bought a lot of stuff that just didn't work.
Adam,
and I don't use.
Very sturdy. I don't have a good hail rod, so I have a Bertha from Ultra.
Ooh, that thing's heavy.
62 inches or 61 inch, whatever. It's on there right now. It's sturdy. It's not going to tip over. And it kind of like, between when all the tools are on it, it kind of, it goes to the center and just kind of holds it down. So I don't think anyone should have a problem with it.
You can roll it in and out of the shop without an issue?
Yeah. The casters are great on there. Like, really good. It's going to go over a little rock. You know, like, I have a quick a creeper chair, and I always hit rocks and it doesn't move. But with this thing, it just rolls right over. So maybe because I'm also fat, getting
Fat.
from all the
Listen to
beer.
this dude. Come on now.
All this beer.
You can blame it on COVID.
Cheers. Watching.
So Aaron's asking how many drill bits and plugs can we fit in that grippy tray? You know what? It's funny. I'm going to bring this up. I had a conversation with a tech, Mr. Dave Johnson, and this year was his 22nd year pushing dents with Dent Wizard, and he's actually the one that got me into the business. And we were talking about Unibits. So it was this really good tech conversation, and we were talking about Unibits, and he's like, man, I said, I've been using the same Unibit since I quit Dent Wizard because I just don't drill that much. And he's like, bro, I don't like new Unibits. It just goes in. You're just making a 3/4. I'm like, he's like almost saying 3/4. I'm like, what are you making a 1-inch hole in there? So, but it was a funny conversation having to talk about Unibits and plugs. And I don't know how many will fit in there, Aaron. I'm sure plenty. I think you could fit plenty of plugs. If you're drilling this many holes and using this many plugs, you need to move to Baltimore. I'm going to show you how to do some things. But you had a good teacher, so I can't complain. But what tools did you bring? You brought some stuff, didn't you?
Yeah. I just pull out one. I don't think I need to pull them. I'll pull out two. These are Blem flat shave tools. I've been using these tools for 9 years. These, honestly, I use these on hail a lot. I'm a route guy, I do a lot of hail. I've done like 5 storms, where I live already in the past, 9 years. And I don't take hoods off. Sorry. I don't take hoods off because I don't have time. I always got to get to the next place. So with these things, like instead of whale tails, I'm sliding these under braces and getting them through the holes. I'll throw my light on the other side of the hood, and I'll use the big versions, the big boy here.
Is that the one with the big kick on the bottom?
No, that's the door one. That's this.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
This one's good too. I seem to lose this one a lot for some reason.
The biggest one in the group.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so yeah, with these flat shave tools, like I'll throw the light on the other side of the hood, and I'll just run the back of the hood through the holes. And
yeah, that's a fantastic set. It was 4 tools for like $300 or something.
No, you get 5. Yeah, 5.
So it's 5.
Yeah,
It's
the J handle ones now, but I like the T handles. I'm not a fan of J too much, but
yeah, that set. They also have that 30-piece hail set that I got at MTE, and that is another badass set. So I'm trying to spend more of your money, but that set's like $1,000. So
I know, to get all 3, and it was like 3 sets, right? You can buy them individually, or you can get that one.
Yeah, that set is fantastic. I did a hail car 2 weeks ago, and where has this been my whole life?
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Blem also. Their whale tails. I like their whale tails a lot.
Or those shut-ups.
I have not gotten the shut-ups yet.
Look at that. Shameless plug.
They look great. I would like to get a pair. I would like to also get Daniel's, set 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those look awesome.
I'll tell you that the balloons from them are fantastic too. It's a learning curve, but they are really, really good tool. I mean, I used it today. I use it on roofs a lot. It just is a cleaner push. Sure. So the only thing I wish were they were a little more shaved farther back, but I think they don't do that for strength.
All right.
So I don't know. And I'm sure everybody's seen, it looks like MTE is still going on in Vegas. So if you guys are going to that, make sure you sign up and go. I won't be there, but we're definitely looking forward to Orlando. So let's get into your story. How long have you been pushing? Unless you have more tools. Did you bring something else?
No, I would like to show you the flamingo. Everyone needs the flamingo from Stanley.
Thomas is in here, so I don't have the flamingo.
You need to get the flamingo. Thomas Ryan a Flamingo. Seriously, the Flamingo, that's my favorite Stain liner tool. I use that tool every day. I really do.
I've been digging. I bought a sword set from MTE, and I've been using the crap out of that thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's got ass behind it, and it just gets in those. I use it a lot on quarters down in that bumper edge, like when the bumper get, where the quarter gets smashed right by the bumper edge, right in there by the wheel lip, slides in a ton of power. So the Flamingo, I'm gonna have to spend some money. Now you're gonna make me spend some money.
Yeah.
What do you like about it? Explain the tool.
So it's weird. It's like it's got like this weird like hook to it. It almost looks like a flamingo, honestly. And
Okay.
I like to twist with it. Like I'll side load a lot of side loading with this thing, and then if you want to, you can direct push with it too, which is nice. But a lot of side loading and twisting, and it pushes a lot of metal. You know, like the stain liner tools, they push a lot of ones cleanly. You know, rather than like I've been using like the Mark Circus set. You know, I've been using an old PDQ tool.
Okay.
I've been using that tool forever, and that's what I really have known, for the last 9 years. But then, buying these stain liners in the last, I don't know, it's actually been a year, so it's June. Last summer, these guys were at the shop, and they had all these shiny new tools, and I'm like, what the hell?
Hey, I said this to Thomas. I said, if you look at tools on the market, there's a lot of really, really good tools out. But you look at the stain liners. If you're looking through your bag of tools, they're the Ferrari.
For sure.
They polish really nice. While I was on quarantine, every one of my stain liners was polished.
Nice. So
I've got a big buffing wheel in the backyard. My wife's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm polishing my tools." So the Flamingo, how long would you say it is?
31 inches. I only have the fender crane, John. I don't have the I don't have the other two cranes. I only have the fender crane. So I'm not too sure.
The other tools from Stain Liner I really, really love, and they're not on the site much. Every MT I go, and I'm super picky, and I'm like, let me get these. I'm big on hand tools from them.
Okay.
They make some amazing, bendable, most of them are about this long hand tools, and I use them every day. They work fantastic. They really do. I use a bunch of their raised snakes, the sharp and the smooth. And today I was using the smooth on a roof, and it was like this weird crease, and I just kind of drug it through the crease, and I was like, crazy.
Yeah, those snakes are great, especially on bedsides.
Yes.
Longest flamingos 42 inches. I would like one of those 42-inch flamingos. Yeah, the snakes I use on bedsides, I used them on hail a lot last year.
Yeah.
I was just blowing through bedsides because, I don't know, stain liner tools are just great.
And I wanted that spoon, the hail spoon from them, man. That looks like a good tool, certainly for some hail. Jesse asking about where's the disco party.
I can change the colors if they want.
Look at that. Tech savvy.
So
how long have you been pushing? Let's get into that.
I've been doing dents for 9 years.
Okay.
I started out on a small hailstorm. There was an R&I tech who became a hail tech. He taught me how to take the cars apart. So while he and my old boss, they were working on hail cars, I would take a car apart for them, put the other car that they just finished, put it back together, and just kind of had this, cycle going. And whatever panels that were conventional repair, meaning hoods, not panels, like hoods that were the insurance companies, they were just replacing them. I would just take those and just practice. And I did a lot of practicing for a long time, to be honest. It took me, I would say I started in, say, July, and by October, November, I was off the hoods and just kind of out on the road with one of, a good friend of mine. His name is Kyle. Um, he took me out on the road and kind of showed me the ropes on what to do at dealerships and body shops, and gave me very good advice about, quality and things like that, and just patience. A lot of this job, obviously everyone knows this job takes a lot of patience. Like if you ain't got no patience, you ain't gonna be good at this job,
I mean, really, I think some of the best way to start is doing the R&Is. I mean, you've got to take some of these cars, and certainly being a route tech, you got to take this stuff apart. You
got to figure it out.
And some of this stuff's still challenging.
Sure. The German cars, for example, those cars are hard to take apart.
Yeah. Oh man, listen to that. I got some gnarly storms coming through. So if it starts hailing, we're gonna open up the door here and do the hail dance here soon. So, you were working with them, just kind of being their helper, kind of going through the whole process, and how long were you doing that for before you kind of converted in, okay, I'm starting to get an idea and I'm really interested in this?
I would say I was kind of thrown into the wolves, and I would say by March.
Okay.
I kind of really didn't have a choice. He was like, you got to be ready by March, and I'm going to have a few places for you to go. And by March, I was working at one of the bigger dealers in this area. They sell a lot of used cars. I mean, I don't work there anymore, which is fine. It's kind of losing money there because I was working on things that I shouldn't be working on, and that's okay because it kind of made me who I am.
Yeah, it's you're getting paid to work on train wrecks, but you're also learning at the same time.
Correct. Yep. A lot of these times I didn't really have choices, like these, no offense to like managers and stuff like that, but they will call and be like, hey, my demo's got a dent, and it'll be something that their wife did or something like that.
Yeah.
They backed into the garage, and you got to fix it.
Yeah.
For them, it's really no saying no, because they're not going to send it to the body shop. They don't want to.
No.
It's your job to do it. And I kind of take that personally. So I just end up doing it, I was talking to John Scotto, at his shop, and he was just saying, about how he would go the next day back, same dent, to make sure that it was finished.
Yeah.
Finishing dents, and I just would stay there as long as I needed to, just to finish the dent. They would call me on a Saturday, and I would come out on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I do care. I definitely do care about fixing dents, and that's definitely one thing that I do love. Like this job has been the best, 9 years of my life. I met my wife during this time. She actually pushed me to actually ask for the promotion, because I was a detailer at the time, and I never had any time to kind of hang out with the girl that I wanted to see. And we're married now, which is great.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, just fixing dents, and I've definitely been through a lot, doing that stuff, and the training definitely.
You need to want it. You need to want it. If you don't want this, I say this to Shane all the time. If you don't want this career, you're never going to make it. If you're just going to try to half it, you're not going to make it. You need to really mentally, you need to put everything you have into it. Even now you sit back and you're like, man, I don't know if I can fix that. I think most of our jobs are mental. You almost psych yourself out before you do the repair. You're like, shit. Just like we talked earlier about a Lamborghini, and you're like, man, I really don't care for working on those. And you're already mentally psyching yourself out to where you need to just, I look at it all the time. I say this to people. You're already coming to me because you want the dent fixed. If I can't fix it, you're going to take it to a body shop anyway. What do you have to lose?
I can't make it look any worse. Let me tell you that.
Exactly. Exactly. So, keep going. So you were going through the process, throwing to the wolves, doing what you have to do.
Yeah, just fix and blast the dents. Just creases, smashes, just everything that you can think of. I've done them. Hail cars and just doing everything and kind of how I wanted to be a dent guy was because when I used to work at this detail, I used to work at an Infinity dealership, and those cars had to be perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect when they were delivered. I mean, if there was a spot of water in the door jamb, like the manager would like come wipe it down and stuff like that. So I kind of learned to be meticulous that way. But it would hail, and these guys would come to town, and I'm like, damn, this is pretty awesome. Like I want to learn to do this stuff, And then I would see people like Tim, Corden, and
Oh
see
yeah.
how would just blow through cars, and just met a lot of good people, down the line, that would do hail and things like that. What's his name? Bobby Fischer, his name is.
Oh,
This dude would come to town and have every freaking tool imaginable, just in his big like Ford van. He's got everything in there. So he would always show me new tools too, and I would just see these guys and I'm like, I want to do this, and I don't know, man. I just love this thing, and I just kind of just grew out of detailing and learned to do the dents.
well, I think you had a little bit of an edge because this business is attention to detail. It's all about details in our business. It doesn't matter, what you're doing, hail or lot work or retail. It's all attention to detail. And you already had that attention to detail when you were detailing. You know what I mean? You were meticulous and making sure the cars were right. So I think you had a little bit of an edge there.
No, yeah,
because
for
and
sure.
we've all been through that. I've done 58 shows now, and I would say 49 of the people said I would see these dent guys and they would just come on the lot and I'd be like, what the hell are they doing? That seems like the new, the way most of us have been introduced to it, which is super cool,
Sure.
So you were working for this company and just trying to grow and work on some busted up stuff and
And I did the retails there for a long time, and then he just started adding more techs, and then I kind of just watered down a little bit for myself, and I ended up starting my own business, and I reached out to actually he reached out to me because I actually friend requested him because John Badine. I started watching John Badine on Instagram, and also Ryan Bunt, watching him on Instagram. Like, all right, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. So last summer it hailed, and then a gentleman named Jay Gerhardt came in, and
the man, look at that, that's my dude.
He was telling me, yeah, I know Ryan Shutt, and I know Vince D'Alessandro, and I'm just like, okay, and honestly, I had no idea like who anybody was.
Yeah.
And I worked with him for one day. I was working on this nasty Jeep hood, had like a nasty aluminum Jeep hood, had over 100 dents on it. I don't even know why I wrote it. It's just my nervous mentality. I always write stupid things, and then I fix them.
We all do.
It is what it is. I'll fix it. But anyway, so I met him, and then the Anton van came to town, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, this is awesome. Like, just to see the van and all the tools inside the van, tools that I didn't have. Because at this time, I only had 20 tools that I've had for the last 9 years. I didn't buy any tools.
Yeah.
So like hail last summer, Jay came to town. I met him, talked to him for a day. Wish I could have, spent more time with everyone and stuff like that. But after the storm, I saved a good amount of money, and that's when I started following people like, again, like Ryan Bunt, and Ryan Bunt started following me back, and then we kind of started talking a little bit as, develop a good friendship, and then started following the Dent Reaper, and I bought the Reaper rods, and those rods are amazing.
They are.
he'll tell you they're great because he's a little biased. That's his line.
They just work, dude.
But they're amazing. They really are. The green one I use on hail all the time. Yeah. So I just started filing all these things, and then just started growing my Instagram, putting before and afters and things like that. And, you know, I kind of dabbled in it back in the day. I would say like 2016. They're okay. I kind of dabbled in it, you know, 2016, putting stuff out there, and I feel like I wasn't really getting any traction in, and I started to do the Instagram, and then I started to follow people like yourself, started watching your show, listening to PDR Tool Time. I was pretty much like almost caught up with all the episodes, and then fast forward to January, I started my own business, and
you were terrified.
I was scared. Then I met Justin Chamberlain, who's watching right now, who was a really awesome dude. He kind of gave me some reassurance and stuff like that. He lives in my area.
Okay.
He's just a nice guy, you know, and we were just talking about the industry and things like that, and how I wanted to grow in the industry and just be, you know, a part of it. You know, I've been doing this job for such a long time, and I feel like I had a voice that was unheard, you know, and I feel like no one wanted to hear it at the same time, because I feel like I was kind of weighed down a little bit, just kind of being hidden. And you know, there's so many good techs out there. Like, I mean, like you watch like things like Bryce Kelly does and things like that. Like, I'm not fixing that stuff, you know. But I just strive to be that good, you know. Pac Garland, this dude is amazing.
He's a badass.
You watch this guy work. He's amazing.
And he's the nicest guy.
Super nice.
You know,
just everyone in this industry to me so far has been great. You know, I know there's drama and stuff like that. I don't really care. But I want to be a part of this industry and just be friends with everyone. I want to, you know, be friends with people that I share things in common with, because.
And you said something the other night. We were talking on the phone, and you said something, and I was like, we're very lucky where we are in the industry right now. There's drama in every industry. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, but there's plenty of guys out here. And me and you were talking, and you were like, I wanted to call you. I just didn't want to bug you. And any of us that is on social media that is passionate about paintless dent repair, reach out. Don't be scared. I mean, there's Adam Jones in here. I've never met that guy from Adam. And then he works at a dealer not far from my house. And I would hit him on Facebook Messenger and be like, hey, you working? He's like, yeah, I'm here. And I would just stop over there and say what's up and talk. And we're all in this together. And reaching out, you can learn so much from any one of us. We all do things differently. We all handle situations differently. So don't be scared. Any of you guys that are watching, message me, call me. I've had plenty of guys reach out, you know, and the crazy thing on my end is I only see names, you know what I mean? I don't really see who they are. So when people call, like it was a couple of weeks ago, someone called and my wife picked it up. She's like, oh yeah, Jamie called. And I'm like, who? She's like, oh, he knows. I thought you knew who he was. And I'm like, I just don't know. And we talk for hours, but always just reach out. You know, don't be scared. There's some really good guys. I mean, Danny Espinal. I mean, that dude, you can get him on the phone and you will talk for hours, you know, just some really good dudes. So don't ever be scared to reach out and have that conversation with anybody. You're not bugging anybody. If anybody's in this business doing this, if you're putting yourself out on Instagram, you're passionate about your career. So don't be scared.
No, yeah, I just always think the way I fix dents, I'm on the ground, I'm banging on a dent. I should get the what is it, the finger thing, that
the ding ring. Yeah.
I'm on the ground, I'm banging on dents, and I'm thinking people are doing the same thing. Why bother them? You know,
bro, I've been on the phone with John Vidine murdering a car, you know, just crushing a car. So any dent guy that's on a phone with another dent guy and you're beating on a car, don't feel bad. because we're all in the same shit and we all understand, you know? So, but, you know, I've been watching your stuff and it's nice to see you get out of your shell a little bit, you know, doing your little live Instagram story type things, which I've enjoyed. I mean, I watched your thing with that maroon Silverado fender that was gnarly, you know, so it's nice to see you progress and get more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and we had this conversation last week with Paul, you know, that guys are scared to start YouTube or scared to put themselves out there. We're just dent guys, you know.
Right.
You'll get better. You know, it's don't be scared. The first one sucks, believe me. I mean, I remember the first show that I had on here. I was like, nobody's gonna watch this shit, so I really don't care. But you know, you just gotta put it out there, dude. I mean, you'll put the worst stuff out there, and you'll get a lot of people calling and saying, "Man, good stuff," you know, great repair or whatever.
Yeah, it's again, like, it's good to just share something that in common with, you know, a bunch of people that I would like to, you know, be friends with and stuff like that. You know, I've just been stuck at the same place for 9 years with the same friends. You know, I love them. You know,
Yeah.
some of them are still dear friends of mine. But you know, like, just to meet new people. You know, I have met. You know, I've worked for Dent Masters before out in there, out in what's that, Virginia. I've done stuff for them before and stuff like that, and just branching out was just kind of like great, you know, to meet new people at the same time. I've done a storm in Pohanka. The dents were real bad. The cars paid nothing, so we called it Pohanka because we were just blasting through cars.
Oh yeah.
Who cares? You know, you paying me $500 a car, and they got $half size dents all down the car. I'm not, you know, I'm sorry, I ain't got no shame in that. So. But yeah, it's just great to be a part of this, and just I really appreciate you even bringing me on here. You know, I really never thought this would happen anyway.
No way, man. You know what? And I said this before the show. You know, this is what I did this show for. I want the experienced guy. I want the younger guy. I want the guy that's breaking out of his shell. I want the guy that's uncomfortable, because every one of these guys have been there. We've all been there. You know, we've all. I mean, we've all been through the situation, or that's why having that network of people is huge in growing your business. In, you know, I was sharing some stuff with you before the show. You know, I spent a long time on the phone with Ray Sapno, helping me through changing some things while I was in quarantine. You know, but that you need that. You know, and for me, I've watched you, you know, I've watched you from just being on YouTube to where I remember you saying, "Hey, you know, here's my new business name on YouTube," on the comments in the show, and then watching your Instagram stuff and just watching you grow has been fun. That's the part that's fun for us that are out here that see the little things, and then you're slowly growing and still putting out. I mean, you're doing great repairs. You're buying more tools than most of the guys that are in this show right now. You spent some money on some tools this year, buddy.
I have. I've revamped my whole setup in the last year, for sure. Especially in the last few months.
Well, I mean, I did it too. I mean, I had a lot of the old tools that worked. I'm like, why do I need that shit? I don't really need it. But I've learned that. Perfect example. I'll tell you a perfect example of this. Carbon Tech hood stand. Expensive hood stand. It's expensive.
It's sick.
It's badass.
It is.
And it took me 2 years to get the balls up to buy it.
Did you buy two?
But let me tell you, I've used that hood stand more than I ever thought I would. And I've learned over the years I feel like when you buy something like that, or you buy any tool, you buy a Stanliner, Penguin, it's going to push you. And when you get in this business, you kind of get comfortable. And new tools will push you to that next level. Let me try this here. And you're like, holy shit, this saved me a ton of time.
Sure.
So, you know, the hood stand for me it was a lot. I had Chad from Endeavor Tools, like, buy one. I'm telling you right now, buy one. You're going to thank me later. Thank you, Chad. But
a video of them when they got the straps down on it and they were just like tipping the hood over.
yeah,
Hood's not moving.
no, I mean, and you know what, for me being a one man, and I mean, I had a hood off a car last week for a hail car. It's just so nice to stand all the way up, fix it. It's easy to break down. It's quick and it looks badass too. You know, you walk into a shop and you break out this big carbon. They're like, holy hell, this guy, he knows what the hell he's doing. Or he's just a schmuck and he has nice tools. One of the two, you know?
Nice tools are good to have. I got a good review because of my shiny Stanliner tool.
You know what I mean? It's and I think a lot of stuff with us in our business in what we're charging now is perception, you know, in how you present yourself, your tool condition, you know. I mean, I have some old stuff. I have some original stuff that I had when I first started that I still use today because there's just none out there. But I don't know. You spent some money. I mean, you bought some Stanliners. I mean, you bought a ton of stuff.
I have, and they just came out with the double shot fixed handles, and I'm just like, oh man.
Oh yeah.
I might be buying those.
I'll tell you, my next purchase is going to be the Declaration. Jim Mitchell and those guys have really put together some nice stuff. So I did some cars this week, and I was like, man, I could really use this.
Yeah.
So what do you see in the future? What do you, tool-wise, what is going to be your next purchase whenever you have some money?
Well, it's probably going to be, to be honest, those double shots.
Okay.
The fixed handle, the set, because I don't have anything really like that right now.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of, buying Stanliners, and I have my Ultra screw-on tip. It's 24 inches. And then I have I have a Dentcraft 34 inch, I think. It's got the green handle.
Yeah.
Also a screw-on tip. But I definitely need some double throws with just a nice sharp tip on it. I those like that PDQ tool I kind of turned in when I left my old job, so I didn't take it with me. I'm not going to steal someone's tools, but I definitely need something like that. Probably be that, and then I would like to get a sword one day from Stanliner.
It's a fabulous tool.
Probably definitely a Declaration, because I definitely need something for leverage. I do a lot of dents sometimes where I have no leverage, and I'm using my little pistol tool that I have, and I'm just kind of blowing my shoulder out. And
it's so crazy because you look at some tools and you're like, where the hell's this been?
Right?
You know what I mean? Like the Declaration, it's an amazing tool and they did a great job. But where's it been?
I don't know. I just bought a tire tower. I've been using my hand.
Yeah.
9 years. And then I see Dave streams like, you're gonna hurt tendons in your hand, and I don't think about those things. I just
push a dent, dude. Push the dent.
Yeah.
Now
I have a tire tower. Really haven't used it because I haven't, done anything like that. And I also have one of those Stanliner fender tools, which is pretty good.
Okay. That's with the real high.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, he was just showing it on the video the other day. It's got a real nasty hook to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the technology, the new guys are so lucky because we didn't have this shit. You know what I'm going to do next week? I'm going to bring on my first tool that I ever push a dent with, and you're going to look at it and you're going to say, what the hell? Hey, bro, you know, technology is on your guys' side for sure. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy, some of the stuff coming out.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some hail guys, they do whole hail cars with like 10 tools.
Yeah.
You know, text, like, you know, like route text and stuff like that. Like I have a dent I have a tool for pretty much every dent now. Like special tool. Like I just like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to this tool for this dent. You know, rather than, you know, using the same tools that I've been using for the last 9 years. Just the same ones. And they worked. They definitely worked, but this stuff has definitely made me faster, these new tools.
100%.
Like
and you're fixing bigger stuff.
Yeah. Grease tabs from Kiko. Save so much time. I fixed a quarter panel on a Jeep. So the Jeep, they have like the plastic covers. It was the quarter panel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a crease. It's got the big flares on it.
Mm-hmm.
Put those Kiko crease tabs on there. Used my slide hammer, pulled it out. You know.
Did you say slide hammer with a Kiko crease tab?
Yeah. I used my slide hammer.
So do I, bro. We talked about this before the show. I said, man, I break the hell out of them, but they're so worth it. I don't even care. I feel good when I break it because I know I got my money's worth.
Right. I just got one of those Pull Masters.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sweet slide hammer.
The Pull Dog?
Yeah.
With the spring at the end.
No, it's a Pull Master from B&D, I think.
Oh, that thing's badass.
Yeah, it pulls like a monster. Like, it's so light. I didn't get the weight with it. I got to buy the weight, but it's so light when you pull it, dude. It has monster pulls to it.
I've really been enjoying the Kiwi from Shane Griffin.
That's a heavy boy, right?
I use it on rails, dude.
Yeah.
You know, just it's just one of those tools you know you're gonna have for a long time. So I don't know. I think technology is on our side. Everybody seems like what I really like is techs are bringing really good products to the market. You know, just perfect example of that decoration. That's right. It's a great tool. Like, where the hell? Why didn't I think of that shit? You know, I mean, John Vidine, those chameleons, dude. I use it every day. That's an everyday tool. If you don't have those, you're missing out.
They're amazing.
And it's not because I'm friends with John Vidine. It's just a stand-up, badass tool. And they're cost-effective.
It's like big versions of these flat shaves.
100%. And I've got a 24-inch one that I use all the time. So, you know.
One of those thanks to PDR Tool Time. I won another contest, and I won 24-inch chameleon.
Look at that.
On the tip. I used it at least 10 times since I've gotten it. So
yeah, it's a badass tool.
Yeah, it's made me money and it was free. So done.
You know, I'll tell you, I said this before, and I'm really, really shocked. I did a hail car, and I was talking to a good friend of mine, Bjorn. He's from Belgium, and he was telling me at MTE, because I only get to see him once a year, and he was saying, man, I'm telling you, he's like, I'm not even using hot glue anymore. I'm just using cold glue on a little bit of cold glue on this tab. I'm gluing it to my slide hammer, and it's working on rails. And I'm like, and you've seen the progression. So I got that hail kit from Glexco.
Yeah.
And I had a hail car, and it was the only job I had all day. And I was like, I'm going to try this. I mean, it's not going to screw it up. So I fixed that whole rail in half the time with just cold glue. And I was just blown away. I called a lot of the guys that I talk to all the time, and I said, bro, I'm telling you right now, I am so shocked, and I've been doing this 19 years. I am blown away that this actually worked.
That cold glue is amazing.
You know, today was a mess because it was like 95 degrees, and it was just a sticky train wreck. And I have the gray. I haven't tried it yet, so I think next week we're going to be busting out their hot weather stuff and really give that a whirl. So I've got a full review coming on the hail tabs very soon.
Yeah.
So
because I definitely use the standard set all the time.
I can't believe it. I sent a message immediately to Olga and just said, thank you. And I am just blown away. And I'm just shocked. I'm just literally shocked. The tab never came out and I just pow, 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 pow. I was just shocked. So
Needs up time. Like honestly, like the roof, like roofs that you would have like enterprise roofs. You get some crowns on the roof because people put their luggage on there. You know, you get small crowns and you get some lows and you get a few dents here and a few dents there. Before I would glue pull those things, you know, and I would pull them too high, and I end up having to knock it down for a long time, and then you end up tapping too hard, and then now you trying to pull it the other way, and just with
and this
flexo tabs, you're just killing time.
I've always been big on cold glue, but the hail tab, I mean, it was not big hail. I mean, it's not fixing big nasty stuff, and it may. I haven't had any yet, but I mean, it was some decent sized stuff, and it would bring it up, and a couple of them got this weird shape in it, and I'm like, what is going on? And I just kept getting it high. You know, I wanted the deeper stuff. I made high, and then blended them out and got them flat. But I was just, bro.
It never over pulls, which is nice.
No, you know, nothing
perfectly.
Nothing crazy. It's, I don't know. I can't explain it.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
Just buy it. That's all I'm telling you. Just buy it.
Eventually.
So where do you see what's your game plan with your business? You know, what's your plan of attack? Obviously, COVID has changed a lot of plans for a lot of people, including myself. So what is your plan for the business? What do you when you wake up in the morning, what is your dream? What is your mission?
A shop.
Okay.
Definitely to have a standalone shop.
Okay. Are you going to do any mobile or just straight retail?
No. I do it. It's fine. But when you get those white cars outside, I mean, like I'm used to the fade. I don't use lines.
Look at that. I like that.
Any colors.
Now we can be friends.
Yeah. I just use a standard light with the fade.
Yeah.
I've never used any colors, any lines. I can't. So it's hard to work on white cars outside. I have to get a grip and stuff like that, but I would like to have a shop and just kind of get out of the dealerships. I don't really like to work at the dealerships.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's all, some guys love it. Some guys just truly love it. For me, I did the dealer for so long. I didn't feel like doing it anymore. You know, but you know, shop's good. You know, it's just all of it takes time and strategically plan. Listen to this guy, Matt from Get a Grip. He's a lying guy. Poor guy. I can't see a damn thing.
Neither can I. It's very difficult. I feel like it's getting in my way of seeing the dent.
Yeah.
Like if a car even has, I was working on a rail today. There's one of those oxidized rails, and I'm spraying alcohol on it, and then it's getting worse and worse and worse. I'm just like, now I gotta buff this rail just so I can see anything. Like I can't. I have to be able to see. You know, like I'm wearing contacts right now, but I wear glasses whenever I'm working because I don't like squinting, and I need my glasses. I need to be able to see. Yeah. Very important to me.
And shout out to James Lee. I sent him a box full of busted lights that I've had. And they reached out today about some of the repairs, and I wanted some different stuff done. And those guys are awesome to deal with. So if you have any lights with any issues, send them back, and they're easy as hell to deal with. So thanks, James. I really appreciate it.
I bought a version 3, I would say 2 months ago, and it was flickering, and they sent me a brand new one.
Yeah, I mean, no question asked.
Not one question. Just,
You know,
they told me to open it up. I looked at it quick and I was like, yep, it's not working. I send that one back. They sent me a new one. Perfect. This one works just great. That automatic suction cup is amazing.
I'm not a fan.
No, I like
I
it.
love, and this is the conversation I had with one of Lee's, Michael, over there at Limited. It's a show for Michaels. I'm wearing Michael from Heavenly Hail shirt. I got Michael on. Michael from Limited. And what I wanted the new lens head, so the new part of the board, because I like that you can move the lens in and out, which makes the fade all different, with the old style without the suction, and they can't do it. So,
No.
But it's okay. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the suction. I move the board a lot, and maybe I'm old school. I don't know.
Can I say something about the suction cups?
Yeah.
I'm brand new to suction cups. I'm knucklehead. I've already done it where freshly painted panel, suction cup right on the freshly painted panel. You take it off. There's a suction cup ring right on a freshly painted panel at a body shop.
You know how to fix that?
They buffed it out.
Don't have to. Put it in the sun. It'll go away.
Oh, would it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or I'll use a torch. I'll also break out a torch and just braise the torch over it, and you'll see it disappear.
Yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, oh.
No way. I do that shit once a week, man.
All right. Well, see, that's why it's good to talk to other techs, because
everyone
has different experiences.
Just put them in the sun. A lot of times it'll go completely away.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that.
See, Matt, heat gun or sun.
Okay.
Look at that. He learned something tonight.
I did.
You're getting some skills.
I did. Nice. Good to know.
So we're getting a little late. We may go a little over. How is the whole COVID pandemic protest world we're living in? How is it affecting you?
I've been working this entire time, to be honest. I tried to stop, but the body shops kind of kept calling me. And considering I am a new business, I'm not going to really turn down any work. So I just kind of wear my mask and gloves and stuff like that. My wife does work in the medical field, so I was just trying to be very cautious with, just that as well. And it's kind of not great here. The dealerships aren't, well, they're running up now, but they're still not really doing much, work. Considering they're not really selling cars, they're selling new cars.
Yeah,
because they're getting good deals.
New cars are killing it.
50 for 6 months, no payments. I mean, I would rather do that than get a used car.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride. A lot of retails and stuff like that, where you wear your mask to the customer's house, and I think you said it before. Like, some people don't care.
Yeah.
Some people do care. The hardest thing for me is that I drink coffee in the morning. Is I get to a customer's house at 9 and I'm shaking. I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom. And then you tell these persons, like, can I please use your bathroom during this COVID-19 pandemic, please? Like, people don't want you in their house.
No.
So it's like, oh boy. So, and I wasn't sure of the rules of like stopping at a gas station. A lot of these places don't let you use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is kind of terrible, but yeah, I mean, it's been, like I said, like a roller coaster ride. Luckily, I've been busy enough. I did get a call from some of my dealerships to come back next week, and which is nice. Our area is going into the yellow phase, so they're starting to open up. Restaurants outside. There's been some protesting here, but it's been peaceful.
Yeah,
I do know a few people who are very active in this area, and they're kind of good people to talk to. So I think they were at these protests, and they're just like, let's just keep it peaceful. And everything's kind of crappy right now in the world, but everything will bounce back, hopefully. And
yeah, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, you just got to stay strong, and just don't look at social media, because it's all negative. No matter what way you look at it, whether it's left or right, whatever it is.
Yep.
It's all negative. So just stay away from that stuff and just focus on my career and, you know, my family. You know, like we have a house and we have 2 dogs, and you know, I have grass I have to cut and stuff like that. And so I just stay occupied all the time. And
Yeah.
like I said, just, you know, like I cook here. I do the cooking, with the exception of the pasta that my wife makes, which is pretty good. But yeah, man, I'm just staying busy, staying positive, and you know, just taking precautions however I can without, you know, offending people. Because again, like some people care and some people don't. So
I'll tell you, it's weird. I tried to. It was yesterday, and I have a huge. It's like a complex. It's all dental related. So there's an orthodontist, there's an oral surgeon, there's specialized dentist things in here, and I fix all their cars. I have for years, and
nice.
we had like 3 or 4 cars lined up. Only had one scheduled, so it really jacked up our day yesterday. But I really sat back, and since COVID-19, I've really been trying to absorb things differently than I did before. And I sat back and I'm looking, and they're not allowing anybody in the waiting room of the dentists. And there's a family, it's a wife and like 4 kids. It's 100 degrees outside. You know, it was like 96 or something yesterday. And they're all standing outside of the dentist with masks on, just roasting. And I looked at Shane and I said, just picture this picture of these kids and their mom standing outside the dentist on the cover of Time magazine for 2020. Like, I just sat there and I could just picture a black and white photo of this family standing outside the dentist. Things you don't think about. It's the dentist. You know, so for me, it's, and a lot of that's because I was home for 7.5 weeks. You know, I didn't go out. So I didn't see all this stuff. But for me, I just sat back and I was like, man, I still can't believe it. Like, what is going on in the world? You know?
It's perspective, seeing other people's viewpoints,
Yeah,
what they're living their lives. You know, not everyone has it as good as, you know, the next person.
No, I'm like, this is the dentist. It's 100 degrees out here. You're in a mask. You know, so it's a learning experience for all of us. That's how I look at it. You know, I hope you guys absorbed the time off and used it wisely and did things to kind of propel yourself whenever all this does open back up in this crazy world. And I know I did. I learned a lot, and it's helped. I've seen a huge increase in my retail business, which has definitely been keeping us going. Because, I mean, most of my body shops, I mean, some of these guys I don't think are going to survive. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what comes around. You know, I'm excited to see the area start opening up and people getting back to somewhat normal.
Sure.
So,
or are you like, is there any phases where you are?
We're in phase 2.
Okay.
They just did phase 2, but there's still like the barbers are still closed. The restaurants are outside seating. But it's still, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of traffic today. Yeah. You know,
and it's not worth going out there and
no
eating in a restaurant outside. And
why? When they're still delivering to your house or have carry out, you know. And that's where I am. I mean, my wife, obviously my situation is very different than most. And she's like, nothing's changing here. I'm telling you right now, you know. But it's a crazy world. And the best thing you can do is just be positive and focus your energy on pushing dents or your social media. You want to do better on live streams. You want to do better on your Instagram posts. This is the time. You know, it's all energy. I look at all this as energy, positive, negative,
Right.
creative. It's all energy, and just focusing it in the right direction and making it happen.
Yeah, you always got to look at it as the good days will always outweigh the bad days. So no
Yes.
matter if we have a bad few months, we'll have a great few years.
Yeah.
So that will outweigh it. So I mean, in a few years we'll forget all about this. I'm sure. Well, to a point. It's almost like a kind of a catastrophe. To be honest, this is all shitty.
You know what? I've been saying this since our first COVID-19 show. We're all in this shit box together. Everybody's at the same point. It's an amazing, really good hail year, which is nice to hear for those guys that were chasing hail. But I think, I think the U.S. kind of needed this. I think it's changed a lot of people. It's a terrible thing, and there's a lot of people that have passed away, and a lot of people that are sick, and but I think we're going to be okay. The good thing for me personally, and I think a lot of guys, even yourself, is you've learned what you've really needed. The guys that spend every dime and don't save their money, that really struggled through this, have learned a lesson. How to prepare, because you just don't know. I mean, that's our business. You don't know what you're going to make tomorrow, or what jobs you're going to find, or
Right.
right now in our business isn't what it usually is. So you're either having to find work, or your dealer's closed and you don't have a whole lot and you're trying to find retail, or, hey, the buddy at the body shop needed a dent fix. Let me go fix that now. And I don't know, it's going to be an interesting ride. The good thing, it seems like most of the guys are healthy and didn't really get sick and made it through. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to see people working as well.
Yeah.
Like you will see people like Manny. Manny's got cars in and out of there, and he does a fantastic job too. I've been following him for a while as well, and like Pac, you see him working, and
Yeah.
he does amazing work as well, and just seeing everyone out there just grinding, and yeah, just I'm glad everyone's working and everyone's healthy, and hopefully again this all ends soon and we can just get back to normal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just pray it ends soon.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. So I hope you're
Yeah.
ready.
Okay.
I want to see more of your Instagram stories. You do a really good job, man. You explain it well. You take very good footage. Keep doing it. Guys want to
Okay.
see that stuff. A lot of guys, like I said, are scared to do it or whatever, but everybody likes to see what you're doing,
Sure.
and you do a pretty good job. So keep it up, keep up the good work. And when we first talked, you're like, I can't believe you're asking me to be on the show. And I'm like, why? You're doing a good job. You're giving a perspective of a guy that's trying to figure it out in his own business that he just started in January, and we're going through a damn pandemic. You know what I mean? I mean, the worst time ever to start a company.
I know.
But the good thing with that is I don't think it's going to get any worse than this. So you started at the shittiest time. You can only go up from here.
That's right.
So, but keep up the good work, man. You're doing a good job, and I enjoy watching it. I watch a lot of you guys. I mean, I talk to Manny quite a bit and have some really good conversations with him, and just keep up the good work, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I will. I like to share my perspective on how I fix a dent because everyone fixes dent differently. Um, if I show my perspective, maybe someone might learn something. And then if I watch someone else's perspective, I might learn something. Just everyone, again, it's to each his own. There's no right or wrong way as long as you fix it right, But I don't know. I definitely enjoy doing it. I wish I could do more. But I would try to do more.
You'll get there.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in a rush, so I'm always in a rush. I'm always behind.
Bro, that's all of us.
Fastest, like I can do hail fast, but like when it comes to big dents, sometimes I'll sit there for like 20 minutes and trying to figure out, how to fix it. I'll sit there for 20 minutes and like, you know what? How am I going to fix this dent? Which way am I going to do it? Because I'm not going to go into just pushing.
I think about those the night before. I lay in bed the night before and I'm like, how the hell am I going to fix this? All right. And then I get there in the morning and I'm looking at it. I remember when Shane started with me and I would look at the dent and I would be like, oh, looking around all over the place. And I'm like, he's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm reading the dent. I'm planning my attack. Right. So, but keep up the good work, man. I appreciate you coming on. And, I know there's a lot of guys in here that know you, that you have their respect and you're doing a really good job. So keep it up.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone's love for sure. I never expected it, but I definitely do appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone watching and people that message me and the people that I talk to and stuff like that. I show you love right back. I got nothing but love for everybody. I'll teach you every trick I know. I got nothing to worry about, nothing to hide. So, I'm not going nowhere. And
good.
I'll be here.
You're at the lowest right now, buddy. You can only build.
Very true.
That's all you can do. Look at me. I shut everything down for 7 weeks and sat in the house. It's a weird situation, and everybody's done things differently than they usually do. And it seems like we're all going to be fine. We're all going to work through this and really be better people and move forward. So,
sure.
But look, guys, we are over that hour and 12 minute. I seem to run over an hour almost every week. So we're just it's going to be what it's going to be.
Rambling.
Hey, there's 30 people in here watching. You're not nervous. You're doing great, man. You're doing great.
Or anything with my hand gestures, feel free.
How can they find you? How can people find your handles?
You can find me on Instagram at Dent Sorcery PDR, or you can just find me by my name on Facebook, Michael Acevedo, or also dentsorcery.com. Just find me there, and I just try to post as much as I can. Just again with my perspective on how to fix dents and things like that, and just give me a follow if you can, and I'll give you a follow back. And,
just call him. He's an easy guy to talk to.
Yeah, give me a call.
Even though he talks with his hands.
I talk with my hands. It's like the Talladega Nights. He's like, put your hands down.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate everybody in here watching. Next week, I'm going to have a fresh-ass haircut. I'm so excited. But remember, guys, keep it real. I'll see you next week. Gonna have another exciting guest. Talk to you then. Be safe. Wash your damn hands. See you guys.